Okay. 2:04 p.m. June 1st, 2026. So, the probable self is an opportunity. A probable self is an opportunity that that Nora in particular faces every moment of every day. Not only Nora, but all humans face opportunities every day. She looks around from the moment she wakes up, looks around and grounds herself visually into the world that she has created around her awareness, her awareness that sees and touches and smells and tastes and hears all of the clues around her, all of the visuals around her, all of the feelings around her, and grounds herself into this probable self, in this body, in this house, in this city, country, continent, dimension, frequency, third density, and remembers herself from what memories she decided to keep topmost, in the front of her filing system for BS, belief systems for BS, and puts herself together, goes through her morning routine, and goes on about her day, walking around, doing the things that she chooses to do every minute, every moment of every day. And so as she walks into a room, she animates those characters around her with her projector, right? Her projections of who she thinks she is in that moment and what she thinks is going on, what's happening around her. So the decision to be Nora happens at every moment of every day. And it's more and more becoming a awareness of who she is versus what she accepted as the truth from an outside point of view, looking in. Um, Everybody chooses. Everybody chooses the life and the circumstances around that, and how they feel about the circumstances and the facts that they face. And Nora chooses to do this, to be herself, or she chooses to be someone else. If she is aware that she's changing into something other than her boring self, it just depends on her awareness level of where she is in her body, whether she's fully present in what's happening, or whether it's a subconscious decision, or if it's a decision just made on autopilot because it's a habit, and that's the programming that she's just rerunning in her head. And once Nora realized or accepted that she could change from one thing into another, transform herself from one thing to another, she began that process. Slowly letting go of all of the probable selves, ideas about herself, BS about herself, things that she no longer wanted to hang on to about herself. She started that process of releasing all of that to make room, for the change, to make room for the new ideas, to make space from within for these new ideas to flourish and bloom inside of herself. She's got plenty of good fertilizer in her gut still. That's good. We need some of that in the body. It is part of the physical biome, and if Nora at some point was thinking that she needed to make herself worthy of becoming this, becoming a different probable self, that's the way she sees that's the way she sees things. She's still trying to make herself worthy in some respects of being herself, of having that audacity in her body, feeling that really truly from the gut, which is the courage to walk with the fear, and not try to leave that behind, but rather engage with it and offer her consistent and authentic effort, motion, movement, movement of energy to engage with the fear that is waiting just outside that door to be let in, to be let into through the windows of her eyes, through her feeling body, and then have it take her breath away, or show her something that she can't unsee, or make her heart stop. It's a scary world that Nora and her community, her her communal consciousness create. And having thought in the past that she could hide from that, the work that we're doing here with Nora involves stepping back into the fray, into the world that is so scary, and engaging with it on her terms, placing herself with her steps one by one into the room of her preference. And this probable self is very choosy about who she spends her time with, because it's her right to choose her company, choose her friends, choose her family, choose her community. She can move freely, which is a privilege, about the country. And engage in the way that she wants to, and teaches her something about herself, and helps her understand deep down inside who she is now, and whether she needs to make a change, because headed in this direction is fine, but she doesn't know today till tomorrow what's happening. And so if she thinks that heading in this direction is going to put her in danger, is going to give her an outcome that she doesn't like, then she might want to shift about 1 degree over. We don't need a lot. About 1 degree. That's not a lot. Okay. That's not a lot, but it's a lot of work. Nora had to do a lot of work in order to shift 1 degree in perspective, in letting go of the fear, but not forever, knowing that she would have to come back to that and hold her hand and talk, use her words and talk about the difference, that 1% or 1 degree of difference from here to here. That way. Is that easier? From here to there. In this little tiny space here. There's it's a huge difference, or it's nothing at all. And we're already here, with Nora's point of view having shifted about 1 degree over. To look at her to look at her world in a different way, to reinterpret herself in who she is this morning versus yesterday, or 10 years ago, or from day 1 when she was born. That 1 degree shift over, not a whole lot, barely perceptible shift, because from the outside things are pretty much the same, progressing, getting grayer, right? How Nora sees herself now, with what she knows and what she has experienced here in this plane, in this body. With what she knows now, she can go back or forward or up or down and position her point of view. If we're looking at this feather, it looks differently from every angle. And so we talk about the feather from all of the points of view. And each probable self that has a point of view, which is Nora's point of view, because she can jump into a different probable self. The 13 that we focus on is just so that we can contain the conversation. Contain it here in this little nutshell of a human being, this one person and her personal experience, and talk about the difference between Nora's probable self here sitting in the 3rd density versus the 4th and the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th density. So in this little container vessel, we have Nora's story and who she is, where she comes from, all the details, and where she's going in the future. That's what we're here to find out. We're here to find out what's happening now, just now, so that Nora can decide for herself what direction to take, what step to take next, based on what she sees outside that door. Whatever hits her, it hits her in the what, the elbow, that really hurts. If it hits her in the head, if it hits her somewhere, anywhere, physically, and it hurts, that's her perception of that idea coming at her, uh, offering pain and her acceptance of it. So she can look at the world outside the door and decide if it hurts her or not. And more, Nora is choosing less and less pain. So she's taken herself and her ideas and walked with us continuously, showing up for not an appointment, because an appointment is an obligation, right? Or it's an opportunity to chat with a longtime friend and hash out the differences. Just talking about what each one sees today. In Nora's situation and uh, in the what number? We have about 4 minutes. And then we're going to switch it up a little bit. Talk about Nora's probable self en español, el yo probable. Vamos a cambiar en unos minutos. But let's finish up. Yes, so the probable self here with Nora. She's getting used to the feeling of her own energy. Because if we're matching Nora's energy and vibe and frequency, we're at a feeling of 10. Yeah, absolutely. Gen X, love, next. Level next. Feeling of love here in Nora's body. Love for herself, love for her peoples, love for her world. In this little tiny room and container, the love is compressed like a diamond, and it's a beautiful light that we see in all the colors. It's a prism, not a prison, prism. It is all the colors, and tuning into Nora and her frequency, we relax into the body, and we come back in a few minutes and talk more about el yo probable desde la décima frecuencia.